Welcome to another edition of CUC Coaches Weekly Women's Soccer. Coach Garza, how you doing?
I'm great. We just got a conference win, so all the energy is positive.
That's right. Well, today, folks, we're going to do something a little bit different. Rather than me asking the questions and getting a long response from Coach Garza, today I've got a list of some statistics, and we're going to go rapid fire. Coach Garza is going to have about 15 to 20 seconds to answer each of these. Here we go. Coach, this is your first time since 2014 with 5 wins in the first 8 games.
It's shown the progress of where the program is going. We've been defending the home field right now. It was a decade since we won an opener, so I'm happy to see the momentum.
Despite the success, you don't have a player in the top 25 in goals scored, shots, or shots on goal in the conference, top 25. The stats are almost even across the board.
Yeah, so we want to change that. I think we have a lot of talented attackers, forwards specifically, but it shows that we are collectively finding ways to win as a team, which I think that will really benefit us in the as we get further into conference.
This is a fun one. This is my favorite one. 0 of your games have featured goals by both teams. All 8 games, one of the teams has been shut out.
So in the wins, love that we're getting shut out because that really highlights our defending collectively, but obviously giving credit to our back line and our goalies. On the opposite side, I think we have been getting road wins now, but we have to be better at performing away.
Similar to the second question, you have 7 players that have scored a goal. Nobody scored twice.
As a coach, you like seeing that you're going to find goals from different places, defenders, midfielders. The goal is once we again start getting more consistency and momentum that our forwards are starting to produce.
Let's talk about the game yesterday, a 1-0 victory over Rockford, your first conference game. The first half, you outshot Rockford 11-2.
Yeah, we came in with a game plan. We switched some tactics. The players executed great. Managing the game, I thought we controlled it completely. The end product that we want to see, we hit the crossbar a few times. We had a lot of corner kicks, and we just weren't able to put the ball in the back of the net. But those are the type of performance you still want to have.
Brings me to the next one. 3rd in the conference in corners.
Didn't know that. That is a great statistic to have because it shows that we're getting into the final third. We're creating opportunities, and corner kicks are there to try to capitalize on.
3rd in the conference in saves and save percentage.
I would like to change that, but it's good to know that my keeper right now, Brooke, getting primarily the minutes, is keeping us in games with big saves and also keeping the ball out of the net. But if we can maybe change that stat so that we're not seeing as many shots, that would be ideal.
4 freshmen in the top 10 in minutes played.
Very strong freshman class from I guess the whole freshman class in general, and they've been a big proponent in the momentum that we have, along with again all of the returners that have set that foundation, the expectations. But yeah, very talented freshman class.
Your next game is going to be Saturday at Lakeland. They've scored the same number of goals that you have this season, except they're 1-4.
Great question. Lakeland is just the next team in our conference schedule right now, and we're gonna go there, show them respect, but execute our game plan and look to get the result like we would in any other game.
Historically, your team is 6-3 against Lakeland, a win streak of 2.
It's history. It doesn't really matter. We got new players. They got new players. In any given day, anyone can, win. That's the beauty of underdogs and upsets. We're going in with with back-to-back wins. So the hope is we drive that, but we also know we're playing at their away, so we have to be ready to take it from them.
And the most important question, you kind of just touched on it, but what do you have to do to go 1-0 this week?
We got to stay hungry. We got to stay driven, and be consistent on the things that we know are working, and not invent things. That's a big topic that we've had last week and this week at training.
Well, there you go, folks. For more information on the CUC women's soccer team, head to cucougars.com. Coach, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Roll Cougs.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Concordia Stadium as we get set for today Northern Athletic Collegiate Conference women's soccer action between your Concordia University Chicago Cougars and the visiting Spartans of Aurora University. Peter Borkowski here on the Cougar Sports Network, joined by Eric Perry. And Eric, a nice day for soccer outside, a little over 70 degrees here in River Forest, couple clouds in the sky. And Eric, this Cougars team, let's start with them while these two teams break up their final huddle before we get going here. They're coming off a 1-1 tie against Lakeland University this past Saturday, and it was the first tie of the season for CUC. They're coming in 5-3-1. And they're 1-0 and 1 in conference play. So this is Aurora team who has given CUC trouble in the past. We can talk about that a little later on as we get into the game. But this is just an important game for CUC. They're back here at home, their first conference game here at home against a tough Aurora squad, a historically tough Aurora squad, I should say. So it's a good chance for the Cougars to come back home, kind of get their feet under them after that tie against Lakeland, and hopefully pick up on a win against Aurora.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be able to move to 2-0-1 in the conference column, and yeah, put another win on that side. Got another quality win.
And if they do win, they would be their 6th win of the season, and Coach Eddie Garza, third-year head coach of CUC, had 6 wins coming into this season. So he's got a chance to double his career win total as the Cougars head coach with a W here today against Aurora as we are underway here in River Forest. CUC attacking left to right on your screen, wearing all white home unis with maroon numbering. Brooke Sheriff, the CUC junior goalkeeper, who we'll talk about a lot today, has been playing some fantastic soccer. She's in the highlighter yellow goalie kit as a ball in the corner already will go out. Last touch by CUC, so goal kick will come up here for Aurora. The Spartans, meanwhile, wearing their all-black traveling unis. The school's color is a navy bluish, more of a darker blue than navy blue, but they are wearing their black traveling unis, white numbering, and the starting goalie for Aurora, Melina Kane, wearing the, let's go with teal goalie kit. Yeah. In net for the Spartans. As here's a centering ball for CUC, and a ball got knocked up. I believe Allie Brown might have had a touch on it, as they're saying it was actually a Spartan was the last player to touch it before it went out the goal line. So we will have a corner kick first of the day for either squad, and it starts with Mia Hirayama, the freshman for CUC, scored the lone goal against Lakeland. She lines up for the corner kick, puts it towards the box, and here's a header, and it's inside the goal already. CUC, wow. 2 minutes into the game, not even. And we have our first goal of the game as well, a header off the corner, and the Cougars are off on the right foot, or should I say the right header. They take a 1-0 lead early here against Aurora.
Yeah, and Concordia is a very defensive team. They've only taken 80 shots this season versus the opponent's 121, but all their games they've won have been shutouts. So if they can just play strong defense, they only need 1 or 2 goals. So it's good to get one right away to take an early lead, maybe throw Aurora off.
So we'll have to see who they credit the goal to. There is a pile of bodies in on the corner kick. Kind of hard to tell who exactly got a header on it, and it is credited to Julissa Diaz. Diaz, a senior out of Chicago, getting the goal for her. That is goal number 2 on the season. That is now the most from any CUC player. Like Eric said, this is a low-scoring, defensive-minded Cougars team, and they came into today with 8 players scoring 1 goal apiece. And Julissa Diaz changes that now. Her 2nd goal of the season gives her sole possession of first on the Cougar squad, as Aurora immediately on the Cougars' defensive end, trying to put some pressure on CUC. And this ball will be knocked out of bounds by Valeria Fernandez, senior out of Burbank. Gives her defense a chance to set up here.
Yeah, like you said, Concordia's had a very varied soccer or goal scoring. Each goal scored thus far was by a separate player. So this breaks the tie puts her in the leading for most goals scored.
As Brooke Sheriff, the CUC goalkeeper, moves it ahead. Sheriff arguably has been the team MVP so far. She has a very strong defense in front of her, but for the goalie Sheriff, here's where she ranks in the conference leaderboard in multiple goalie statistics. Goals allowed, she's allowed 7 total. That is 5th best. She's played 713 and a half minutes. That is 2nd most minutes from any goalie. And then she is 1st in goals allowed on average at .9, 1st in save percentage at .870, and 1st in shutouts with 5. As Eric mentioned, all CUC wins this year, all 5 of them, have been when they held their opponents to a goose egg on the scoreboard. And it is a good formula to win.
Yeah, and all 3 of their losses this season have come when they weren't able to score any goals. So getting one right away is hopefully a good sign of things to come. Yeah, and all the games they've won this season, or all the games they've lost this season have been when they were in turn were shut out. So hopefully getting a goal early is a sign of good things to come for this game.
CUC's losses so far this year: 2-0 versus University of Dubuque, 4-0 versus Elmhurst, and then 4-0 against Augustana. As now we get a whistle blown. It'll be Natalie Flores who knocked her defender to the ground. And that is something to note so far this year for CUC. 92 fouls committed by the Cougars as a team. That is the most in the conference. So This is a foul-heavy team. Hasn't seemed to throw them off course too much so far this season, being 2 games over 500.
Yeah, they've only given up 64 fouls. So if they can hopefully keep the fouls to a minimum this game, that'll keep them from giving the other team chances to make something happen.
Throw in here for CUC right in front of the Aurora coaching staff. Assistant coach for the Spartans is Megan Newton, and then the head coach for Aurora in her 2nd season at the helm is Courtney Neighbor, 6th all-time head coach of the Spartans women's soccer program. And she previously spent 2 seasons as an assistant at University of Texas, Dallas, before going to Aurora, Illinois to coach the Spartans. So far in her short career as the head coach of Aurora, has compiled a 7-13-5 overall record, 6-5-4 in conference play. But both those records, or the overall record, as we get a push here on Hirayama, so we'll have to hold off going through Courtney Neighbor's coaching record, because CUC with a free kick just outside of the opposing Spartans box. This is almost as good as a penalty kick.
Yeah, they got the chance to go up 2-0 just barely 6 minutes into the game and set a tone for how this game's going to go.
The referee setting up the Aurora wall. Wow, the other players on the field position themselves inside the box. And here is the free kick. It'll make it to goal, and not even having to move to make the save is Melina Kane, the junior out of Navan, Ontario. So a little Canadian flavor to this Aurora Spartans squad.
Yeah, the shot made it right past the wall. Only issue was it went straight into the hands of the Aurora goalie.
And a good chance here for number 9, Madison Hogan, a senior on this Spartans squad, yet it is stopped by the offsides call from the referee, so the Cougars will move the ball back for a free kick opportunity. But going back to Neighbor's coaching record, I said she was 7-13-5, and a lot of that damage in the loss column has been done this year. Aurora coming into River Forest with a 1-7 overall record, 0-2 in conference play. They have lost their last 3 games. So this is an Aurora squad who, despite making the NAC tournament last year as the 6th seed, they lost in the first round to number 3 Marion. But despite that success last year, they are having some difficulties through the first 8 games of this season.
Yeah, and it's a bit interesting. Their one win of the season comes against Elmhurst University. They beat them 4-0, which was the most goals they've scored in a game this season. And that Elmhurst team actually, in turn, beat Concordia 4-0.
Yeah, that is An interesting note, the one team Aurora has beaten, thoroughly dominated CUC not that long ago either. That Elmhurst game against CUC was just on September 8th, as a bouncing ball will make its way to Kane, who falls on it, securing the dangerous ball in the box.
Yeah, Concordia has really been on the attack for much of this game, outside from the offsides that was just called and slightly earlier when Aurora had possession down near the Concordia goal. It's been mostly Concordia this game so far.
Ball moved ahead by Pamela Saldivar and eventually goes out. Last touch by a white jersey, so throw-in coming up here for the Spartans, and they will let Rizbeth Sanchez, a junior hometown product for the Spartans from Aurora. She throws it in, and it is picked off by a Cougar who tries to move it up ahead, and coming in to make another play is McKenna Coons, McKenna Coons, a junior out of Sandy, Utah. And Coons was actually second team on NAC last season for the Spartans, as she was one of two second team on NAC players last year for Aurora, along with number 25, Lauren Bliffernicht.
Lauren Bliffernicht, she leads the Aurora Spartans in goals. She scored 3, and she's also had 2 assists thus far in the season. Only Madison Hogan comes close with an additional 2 goals, and then a couple other players have 1.
Yeah, so Bliffernicht not only leads in goals, she leads in total points with 8. Showing why she was that second team all-NAC honoree last year, as pass from Aurora picked off by Saldivar, as Allie Brown puts it up ahead. And this could be a good placed ball. Here is Izzy Fairless. Izzy Fairless in control. She will take the shot, and it is wide left. And so goal kick coming up for Kane. But that was a beautifully placed ball for a speedster like Izzy Fairless. Just didn't get enough on the shot.
Oh, yeah, that was a perfect pass. Just Fairless didn't have the angle, wasn't able to put it in the back of the net.
Izzy Fairless usually lives on the left sideline when she's facing Aurora's net, and she is also a member of the track and field team here at Concordia, so she has some speed to her game. And here comes Aurora, good positioning, and that shot goes nowhere except into Brooke Sheriff's hand. So first shot on goal of the day for Aurora, and Brooke Sheriff showing why she was a back-to-back Defensive Player of the Week this season in the NAC.
You have the 80 shots that have been attempted thus far in the season. She's blocked 47 of them. Yeah, she's blocked 47 of them for a rate of .870. She's a very good goalie.
Natalie Flores, a crossing pass, and it goes nowhere. CUC still fighting for control. A little physicality there. No whistle from the referee as there's a Spartan on the ground. Saldivar puts that towards net, and with one hand, Kane pushes it away as Izzy Fairless will decide to keep it in play. That would have been a corner kick for CUC, I believe. Instead, Fairless decided to keep it in, and now we will get a stoppage to check on the downed Spartan, as she is sitting right by the number 10 on the football field, the near side 10. And we will see if they call the trainers over, and the ref gives the signal. So athletic training staff will come out to check on the injured Spartan. Meanwhile, we'll take a break here on the Cougar Sports Network, and when we come back, 33-42 remains in the first half. Cougars on top of the Spartans, 1-0. Natalie Fernandez, the Spartan, being helped off the field, able to walk under her own power, which is always a good sign to see. So she will take a seat on the bench as Melena Kane gets set for the goal kick. 33-34 left to go here in the first half. CUC maintaining a 1-0 lead over the Spartans. An early goal from Julissa Diaz off a corner kick from Mia Hirayama put CUC up 1-0.
Yeah, it's nice that Fernandez was able to walk off under her own power. She was down for a little bit off the contact on the play, but hopefully her being able to walk off means it's nothing too serious. You don't want to see a serious injury, especially less than 12 minutes into the game.
And replacing her on the field is Larissa Burrito as the Spartans now get set for a corner kick.
Yeah, Concordia's been pretty good about allowing corner kicks, only 38 on the season so far.
And it's a low kick. Here's Bleeferneck. She gets a foot on it. The ball's still rolling, and it trickles into the corner.
Wow.
I think a Spartan got a redirect on it as Brooks Sheriff was all tangled up. And because of it, Aurora ties this one up 1-1.
Yeah, it looks like there was just some miscommunication near the goal with Sheriff and one of the defenders, and the ball was able to just roll into the back left corner and tie this game up.
So we'll have to wait for confirmation on who got the last touch. Right now, they are saying it is Cassie Garcia, number 19, the senior out of West Covina, California, as it was Bleefernick who originally got the foot on it. And again, that ball looked like it changed direction to Pete Sheriff. So,
yeah, and that's Garcia's second goal of the season so far. Ties her for second most on the Aurora team with Madison Hogan behind only Lauren Bleefernick, who's got 3.
And they're saying the assist for right now, as here's a rolling ball and offsides. Kane got to it anyways, but it would have been useless even if Allie Brown got there first because of the offsides. But as of now, the assist is going to Samantha Velasco, Chicago freshman. And we will update you guys if, upon further review in the scorer's booth, the scoring changes on that goal. But as of now, it is Garcia from Velasco to make this a 1-1 ball game. As both teams have converted on their only corners. As Allie Brown now speeds ahead, takes it into the corner, tries a centering kick, and the Aurora defender able to intercept it and move it upfield to Elizabeth Sanchez. Sanchez now, she gets her pocket picked by Flores, and Sanchez back with it. Flores on the ground, and that'll draw a foul as the fans not happy about that one. The Aurora fans, it was Kira Carr who was assessed the whistle. So CUC with a free kick on the 20-yard line.
Yeah, Saldivar will try to make something happen, hopefully break this tie and put Concordia back in the lead.
Less than 31 minutes to go here in the first half. Saldivar puts up the right hand and now puts a curving ball and just misses the head of Izzy Fairless, as that'll trickle out for a goal kick. But Izzy Fairless looked like she was just a few feet away from getting ahead on that ball. And she was in prime position to not get past Kane. Instead, Kane will now get set.
Yeah, Fairless had a good angle. If she was able to connect with that one, that's probably going into the back of the net and giving Concordia a lead and breaking this tie.
The goal kick instead came from one of Kane's defenders, number 28, that is Coons, as the ball rolls out right in front of CUC's bench. Throw-in from Aurora will be batted right back to the spot of the throw-in. CUC assistant coaches for the Cougars, Shelby Sims, Ben Kurtz, and Cassie Salenzi. Sims and Salenzi, both the recent graduates of CUC. And all 3 of the assistant coaches under third-year head coach Eddie Garza, as Allie Brown now moves it up the far sideline for Fairless. Izzy Fairless, one-on-one with the on-knack defender Coons, and Coons showing why she's an on-knack defender. Good defense there, and the Spartans eventually come away and knock it out, give their defense a chance to reset.
Yeah, Coons was just playing some lockdown defense, making sure that Fairless couldn't get a shot off or even get a pass off.
Ball moving towards the goal. A header from Brown knocks it away from the goal. And now a pop-up here. Diaz comes in, and Saldivar will put something towards the goal. It is way too high, however, and will result in another Aurora goal kick, as there are currently 2 balls on the field, and Kane will discard one while Coons gets set for a goal kick here. Less than 29 minutes to go in the first half of play. So 4 shots on goal for CUC. They've converted on 1. 2 shots on goal for Aurora. They have converted on 1 as well. As we have ourselves a 1-1 game here. And Diaz will poke it out, give her defense a chance to move downfield. So CUC, as Eric pointed out, all their wins have been shutouts, so they will now have to try for the first time this year to win a game without posting a shutout. Meanwhile, Aurora trying to win their first game on the road, 0-4, when they are playing away from Aurora, Illinois. But they're terribly far from Aurora, Illinois right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. It's not a super long drive, but still, you're not having a home match. It's, home field advantage. Probably got a little bit more of the crowd on the Concordia side here, cheering them on.
And free kick coming up here for the Spartans right before mid-pitch. Coons will, in fact, move the ball back almost to the 30-yard line on the Spartan side of the pitch. It's actually right on the 31-yard line as Coons launches it downfield. He'll take a couple bounces. Kenworthy plays it off her knee. And now here's Saldivar. And she will try and boot this downfield. Now it's a race for the ball. Izzy Fairless and Coons one-on-one for it. Coons will win it, and she will just help guide it to Kane, who sends it back to Coons. I don't think Coons was ready for it, able to get there in time as she sends it down the far sideline. Here's Bleefernecht. Bleefernecht, nice pass. And this pass up the far sideline will go nowhere except out of bounds as Malachi Kenworthy boxes out Bleefernecht to make sure that ball leaves the field of play.
Yeah, that was a good play by Aurora to make up for what potentially could have been a really rough mistake. It looked like Bleefernecht was not ready for the goalie to pass it back to her, and if she hadn't been able to react quickly, that could have led to a Concordia shot on goal.
Ball bouncing towards the near sideline now. Natalie Flores, another one of those speedsters for CUC. Her and Fairless are usually posted up on either sideline as Coach Garza likes using their speed to get into the corner of the field. Now handling it is Artiega Vasquez, Quetzali Artiega Vasquez, sophomore out of Harrisonburg, Virginia, as Brown leaves it off in the corner for Flores. Flores tries to center it, and it's knocked out off the foot of a Spartan, which means corner kick for CUC. And so far today, the team's 2 for 2 on scoring off of corners.
Yeah, Concordia's hoping they can keep that streak going, make it 2 for 2 for them when it comes to attempting corner kicks.
Hirayama will take the corner again, and this one on top of the goal. So that ball, too much curve on it, as it will result in a goal kick for Kane and the Aurora Spartans.
Yep, so 20 minutes into the game, we have our first corner kick that did not result in a goal by either team. So that trend has been broken.
Ball hits a pair of bodies. It was Bleefernecht and L. Wheelock for Aurora and CUC respectively, as now the Spartans get set for a throw-in right towards the end of CUC's bench. Ball posted back in. Nice play there by Coons. That could have had Allie Brown breakaway written all over it. Coons able to get a high kick to knock it out as she goes back to the ball. and knocks it out right before the flag. Nice play there by Coons to avoid the corner kick, as this is about as deep a throw-in as you can get. CUC. Allie Brown puts it over the goal and out. Tough ankle shot there from the graduate student out of St. Louis, Missouri. And it will result in another goal kick for, it'll be Coons taking it again.
Yeah, Aurora just trying to keep it out of their own end of the field. That's where Concordia has been operating the last couple minutes. So Aurora wants to try to flip the field and maybe give themselves some scoring opportunities.
In terms of total shots, CUC has 7 right now, while the Spartans are sitting at 2.
Yeah, Concordia is 1 for 7 on those shots. Meanwhile, Aurora is 1 for 2. So they've got the higher average, but game is still tied.
4 of CUC 7 have found their way to the goal, while both of Aurora's 2 shots have been on goal. And as I said, one of them already beating Brooks Sheriff, which has been a tall task for teams this season, as Allie Brown racing into the corner against Coons, as that ball put towards the corner and Brown not able to save it before it goes out the end of the pitch. And that will result in another goal kick for Aurora, as CUC will stop to get a substitution in. Izzy Fairless will head towards the bench for CUC. Meanwhile, coming onto the field is Sofia Cazares, the freshman, many, freshmen on the CUC roster who Coach Garza has been giving extended playing time this year. Names like Cazares, El Wheelock, I've already mentioned. Mia Hirayama had the assist on the first goal of the day. So Coach Garza not afraid to play his young talent. And they've been making an impact for him so far this season. As meanwhile, two of his seniors now playing defense in the corner. And one of them, Julissa Diaz, taking a knee on the ground as she's trying to get back up. She is well out of the play right now as she is gingerly jogging to get right back. She's sitting in front of Brooks Sheriff right now. So we'll have to see if Diaz, that'll come back. And meanwhile, a centering pass is played by Brooks Sheriff as she moves this one ahead for Arteaga Vasquez. Arteaga Vasquez now splits the defense and puts it up ahead, and it is instead stopped by number 11, Anna Corneliuson. Cazares' pass was knocked downfield by Coons, and ball leaves the field of play, and it will be a throw-in for Sanchez and her Spartans. Sanchez's throw-in bounces over the head of her teammate and is now kicked out by Cassie Garcia.
Yeah, Concordia are hoping to make something happen now. They've been out on their end for the last little bit recently, but hoping to get over to the Aurora side of the field and retake the lead that they had at the very, very start of this game.
Arteaga Vasquez, her pass ahead. There's Kuhn. She's been all over the defensive end for Aurora. Kuhn's 5'2" junior, showing why she was second team on MAC last year. She has stopped multiple CUC attacks so far this game.
Yeah, she's just really had lockdown defense so far this game. She's been able to make it so that Concordia hasn't been able to get very many good shots on goal or had a whole lot of opportunities to retake the lead.
Far sideline ball leaves play, and it was last touched by a Spartan. Throw-in here from Fernandez, and she will get the ball right back. Fernandez, one of 3 Cougars wearing the pink armband to signify captainhood, along with Mel Kenworthy and Allie Brown. Kenworthy and Fernandez seniors, while Brown playing in her 5th year in the maroon and gold as a graduate student. Ball knocked down by Saldivar, received by Coons as she sends it the other way. Coons has been paired up with Allie Brown for the last majority of play. Originally, we saw her on Fairless as this ball ahead, and Kane will be the first one there. She knocks it down, and it's received by Arteaga Vasquez, who tries to get it back in possession of her squad, and there's a costly turnover for Julissa Diaz. Aurora, they have a numbers advantage as it works its way into the corner. Here is Hogan. Hogan on Diaz, and Diaz playing good defense, and she's able to stop Hogan. Aurora still maintaining possession. Burrito, her pass to a shot goes nowhere. And now Diaz will knock it up, still in CUC territory under Aurora's control.
Yeah, that could have been a very dangerous situation for the Cougars, but they managed to play some good defense and force the ball back out towards midfield, so make it so Aurora had to come all the way back.
Throw in for the Spartans, still putting the pressure on CUC, but here's Natalie Flores now. The ball rolled right to her. See if she can use her speed to get something ahead. Racing with her defender, you can see Coons positioning herself to be the second line of defense, but she won't be needed. Good defense there by Corneliusson.
Yeah, that defense by Corneliusson looked pretty similar to the defense that Coons was playing earlier, just making sure that Concordia didn't have an opportunity to convert or get a shot off on goal.
Ball up, and it's headed by Sanchez. Header again, this time from Garcia, the goal scorer for Aurora. As here's Arteaga Vasquez now, ball downfield. And here's Bleefernick. She wears the captain band for her Spartans.
Yeah.
Bleefernick, a senior out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, she leads the Spartans in goals with 5. She also adds 2 assists on top of that for a total of 6 points so far this season, which is the most out of any of the Spartans players.
She scored both of the Spartan goals their last game, a 3-2 loss at the other Concordia in the NAC, Concordia University, Wisconsin. That was this past Saturday. And in addition to Bleefernick's 2 goals, Kane making 6 saves while allowing 3 goals. And here's another corner kick. Cazares will do the honors as she will actually give them up for Saldivar. So a little late sub here at the corner. Pamela Saldivar has a lot of experience taking corners for the CUC squad. See if she can make something happen with it here.
Yeah, hopefully this one goes more like the first and less like the second.
And that is into the goal. It does, and it's Hirayama. The assister of the first goal adds a goal herself as she has 2 goals in as many games now, and she gives CUC the lead once again, 2-0 off the header from Mia Hirayama.
Well, looks like corner kicks have been Concordia's bread and butter so far. They've converted 2 of the 3 of them into goals and retake the lead that they had very briefly at the beginning of the game.
CUC with the lead. 16:24 to go here in the first half. Hirayama assisted by Saldivar. Textbook corner kick to goal procedure for CUC. The kick to a header to the back of the net. And because of it, Cougars back on top 2-1 as the Spartans find themselves in a hole once again.
Yeah, Hirayama has really turned it on the last couple games. She's got 2 goals on the season. As you said, both of them have been in back-to-back games, so this might be a sign that she's starting to get hot to start at this point in the season.
So Hirayama with a goal and an assist so far on the day, as she currently has herself a 3-point day, 1 goal and 1 assist. As a goal kick from Sheriff, it's just a pass over to her defender, and nice move there from Fernandez to keep possession of it. Cougars got to clear it as they will clear all the way to the track, which means a throw-in coming up here for Sanchez and Aurora.
Yeah, Aurora hoping to strike back quickly and make it so that they're not trailing for too long, hoping to tie this game up.
Offensively for Aurora, they are scoring 1 goal a game, flat, 1 goal, which is 11th in the conference right now, 11th out of 13 teams. Meanwhile, they are giving up 2.38 goals a game. That is 10th best in the conference. So right now they have scored the 1 goal they score on average, and they are still a little under their goals allowed average. And they will avoid a shutout, though, and 4 of their 7 losses this year have been because of a shutout.
Yeah, and they're hoping that they can break the trend of only scoring 1 a game, because now that Concordia's at 2, scoring only 1's not going to be able to get the job for them done today.
Flores works it into the corner, centering pass, and who else but McKenna Coons is there to play it.
Yeah, she's really been the all-star when it comes to the Aurora defense today. She's had some defense that made it so that Allie Brown in particular hasn't been able to get a good shot off or make a good pass to set something up.
Here is Fernandez. Fernandez to Hirayama, who's been the offensive superstar for CUC as of late, has contributed to their last 3 goals this season. Scored the lone goal against Lakeland, assisted on the first goal today, and also scored the second goal today. So the midfielder from Mililani, Hawaii, has really, as Eric said, has really been turning it on as of late. As now we get a collision in the box. The referees letting them play on as a player on each side stand up, shake each other off. A little pat on the back there from Cazares from CUC to her opposing number 16, Kira Carr. As Allie Brown works with it now, works it to the middle. Here's Hirayama. Hirayama will put a shot on goal, and a save by Kane. Not a pretty save. And CUC, ball is cleared, but Melina Kane got knocked back by that shot attempt. Still kept it out, but that was an ugly save. A save is a save, though. And the Spartans able to clean up the rebound for their goalie.
Yeah, it might not have been a pretty save, but it keeps the score on the scoreboard the same, and that's really all that matters when it comes to it.
12:28 to go here in the first half. A free kick coming up for Coons and the Spartans. Coons, the big reason that the Cougars only have 2 goals on the day. They've had plenty of chances, but she's been standing tall as a bouncing ball in the box bounces all the way to Brooke Sheriff. As she will hurl that ball and looking to move it downfield. Instead, it's a turnover. The Spartans in control of it. Sheriff maybe moving a little too fast on that outlet. And now a whistle, and it'll be on the Spartans, luckily. If that was on the Cougars, it would have been a penalty kick for Aurora. Instead, CUC moves it the other way, and they're moving with some pace now.
Yeah, they're hoping to maybe catch Aurora a little bit off guard, add to their lead quickly.
And here's a beautiful ball in the corner for Artiega Vasquez. Vasquez working with it, and she will send a roller to Kane, who falls on it. Not sure what the intention from Artiega Vasquez was, as that was basically even with the goal line. Maybe trying to get a deflection out of bounds to set up CUC with a corner kick, which has been very successful so far today. Instead, it's a drop kick from Kane. As Brown for Saldivar. Saldivar puts it ahead. A bouncer who's going to win the race, and it'll be a Cougar, but not able to get control of it was the CUC player, Jennifer Reyna. And instead, the ball reaches Kane first. That would have been disastrous for Aurora if Reyna could actually rein in control of the ball.
Yeah, you don't want to go down 2 goals in the first half, because that can be, especially for Aurora, who scores only a goal a game, that can be an insurmountable lead to come back against.
Aurora went into halftime against CU Dub, their last game, tied 1-1, and they led up 2 goals in the second half, only scoring 1 from their own. As we get an Aurora sub here, taking a seat on the bench is Garcia, the goal scorer for Aurora, and checking in for the Spartans is Katie Like, freshman out of Bridgeton, Missouri.
Yeah, Aurora hoping to be able, maybe new set of fresh legs, will be able to make something happen, get Aurora in position to tie this game back up and get rid of the deficit heading into halftime, swing the momentum in their favor.
Hogan, she leaves it for Burrito, who has to move back to collect it. Burrito shoving Arteaga Vasquez off the ball. Good protection from Burrito, as here is like over. And now the ball trickles out of bounds. Last touch by Cougar. So Aurora will maintain possession as we are quickly approaching the 9-minute mark left to play here in the first half. 3 goals scored by these two squads. 1 for Aurora, 2 for CUC. As Aurora looking to break a 3-game losing streak for win at number 1 on the conference schedule, while CUC trying to pick up their 6th win of the year, 2nd conference win of the year. Still a long ways to go in this game. Right now it is CUC in control of this one, as Aurora, good give and go there. Here is Hogan. Madison Hogan, she loses it. It goes out, and last touch on Fernandez, which means we will have a corner kick coming up here for the Spartans. Spartans 1 for 1 on corner kicks, 2 goals. See if they can make it 2 for 2 and knot this one up at 2.
Yeah, corner kicks have been where all the goals have been scored today, so Aurora's hoping that since Concordia's converted 2 of them, maybe they'll be able to convert a second one as well.
Samantha Velasco, the corner kick, and it is Mel Kenworthy getting the first foot on it as the Spartans watch that one roll all the way out of bounds. They'll get a throw in, but CUC able to stop the corner kick. Spartans not done yet, though.
Yeah, they've been able to – Concordia was able to stop what allowed the first goal earlier, but now they still got to watch out for Aurora on offense. If Aurora can score a goal here, that could give them some momentum heading into halftime with this game tied up.
Velasco tries to put it towards the box. CUC's there to kick it away. Allie Brown tries to keep it moving the other way, but here are the Spartans.
And they're fighting for the ball at midfield. Aurora hoping to get it back in their end and not go into halftime trailing Concordia.
Ball rolling out and kept in for a second by Bleefernick, but she's unable to completely stop the momentum of the ball. It rolls out, so goal kick here for Brooke Sheriff and the Cougars as we approach the 7-minute mark left to play here in the first half. As we have a substitution, Arteaga Vasquez leaves the field of play. Coming on is the senior out of Oak Lawn, Itzel Calderon.
Yeah, for that possession, Bleefernick was hoping to score her 4th goal of the year, tie this game up, but wasn't able to convert. Now Concordia's got ball near center field.
Not for long, however, ball rolls out, throw-in for Corneliuson and the Spartans. The intended receiver on the throw-in was Velasco. Bounces over her head, and Kenworthy will clear it right into the Aurora bench. And so another throw-in for Corneliuson and the Spartans. There's Bleefernick.
Yeah, and if you're Aurora, you want to keep the ball on your side of the field. You don't want to give Concordia any opportunities to potentially add to their lead and go into halftime by more than 1.
Into the corner go the Cougars. They are up against Coons as the ball eventually cleared out of bounds by Carr.
Yeah, went out the side, so it won't be another corner kick for Concordia, but it'll be a throw-in pretty far down the field and close to the Aurora goal.
Throw-in, batted around. Aurora fighting for possession. Had it for a second. CUC able to get the ball back here. Yama doesn't get a ton on it as it goes out the back of the pitch. I think she wound up for a shot. She just did not get a lot of steam on it. And it will result in a goal kick for the Spartans. Coons will take it for her goalie Kane, who has already made 4 saves on the day. 2 goals allowed. She's been busy in that goal for Aurora.
Yeah, it seems like most of this game has been Concordia on the Aurora side of the field, taking shots and trying to make things happen. So
as there's a shot from Hirayama and nothing to worry about for Kane. She falls flat on it. Not a ton on it from Hirayama. It is actually on goal this time, but Kane able to easily make that save as she drop kicks it to right at mid-pitch on the center of the Cougar head. As Kenworthy, ball down, and it'll keep on bouncing into the box where Kane grabs it. Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. CUC still maintaining their 2-1 lead over the Aurora Spartans as Kane's drop kick again comes just short of mid-pitch this time. As watching the ball on the near sideline is Cazares, who tried to move it, and instead it is Barito.
yeah, if you're Aurora, you want to keep the ball on your side of the field or get it to the Concordia side of the field, make it so that you can gain some momentum, get some shots off, and maybe even tie this game up so that you're not heading into halftime trailing.
Kenworthy had two Spartans right in front of her. She was able to dish it over to her fellow captain in Fernandez. And now here's another captain in Allie Brown trying to make something happen. She instead loses the ball.
Brown went down for a sec, but officials letting him play on as Concordia is pushing now.
Ball is ahead of everyone, and Kane tried to clear it. Instead, she nails Coons. Friendly fire on the Aurora team as Coons looks a little shaken up. That was a point-blank kick she received from Kane.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if that hit her square on in the head or it bounced off her shoulder, but yeah, a little bit of miscommunication on that play right there. Gives Concordia a throw in pretty close to the Aurora goal.
Cazares, she finds Calderon, who knocks it up. Still fighting for it is Calderon, and she'll put a floater to the front of the goal, and there's Kane almost falling over to make the grab. She secures it safely and now drop kicks it as this will go all the way to the CUC side of the pitch. That was a massive drop kick from Melina Kane.
Yeah, that was a good job to cut the field in half.
As here's a chance here for Aurora, and good defense by Fernandez. Madison Hogan was set up perfectly in the shooter spot, and Fernandez able to run in and just disrupt the play as now a whistle blows, and it'll be a whistle on CUC. Free kick, it'll be Coons as Aurora really bringing their staff up. 2-minute warning over the PA system as that free kick hits off a head of Pamela Saldivar. Fighting for it are the Cougars and the Spartans, and now ball ahead, and speeding ahead is Marecki for the Cougars, and good defense by Corneliuson and Coons to get back in front of Marecki as another shot, and it's off the crossbar, and Kane will collect it. They're going to say it was the football crossbar, which means it will be a goal kick, but Marecki and Marlene Batista were the two Cougars making something happen on the offensive end. Batista's shot just a couple feet too high, rang off the football crossbar on the uprights.
Yeah, she's able to lower that shot by, again, just 2 or 3 feet maybe. That's a very good shot and has a chance of getting the back of the net and extending this lead with, at the time, a little over a minute left in the half.
50 seconds to go here in the first half. The Spartans, if they can maintain possession, might have a chance for one more offensive possession. But CUC right now, their goal is just to keep it away from their goal and make sure they go into half with a 1-goal lead. Coons tries to move it the other way. Here is Brown. Maybe CUC can add an insurance marker here too. Brown races into the corner. She's guarded by Coons, and that centering kick goes nowhere except out. Last touch by the Spartans. So CUC will have a corner kick. The race is on. Under 15 seconds to go now. They will have just enough time to get the corner off and get something on goal. 10 seconds. Saldivar, the corner, and Kane comes out to make the play, and she will just hold on to it as the clock will hit 0, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So, an eventful first half here in River Forest. 3 total goals scored, 2 of which belong to the Cougars. They take a 2-1 lead over Aurora into halftime. So we will get a 15-minute break, and then when we're back, we'll have second half action for you. Aurora looking for a comeback to pick up their first conference win of the year. CUC looking to remain undefeated at home. They got 45 minutes to hold on to that lead to do so. Find out what happens when we're back here on the Cougar Sports Network in just a minute.
To today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.
CUC nursing student and choose to stand tall for healing at a university that places Christ at the center and embraces teaching students to live a life fulfilled by purpose and meaning. Concordia University Chicago's new Bachelor of Science in Nursing degree is an innovative and rigorous 4-year program that will prepare you to rise to the daily challenges of a rewarding nursing career and serve a greater cause. Our newly built modern simulation center features 4 distinct spaces: a skills attainment lab, multi-specialty intensive care spaces, a health assessment learning center, and a simulated home environment. Due to our close proximity to many world-class teaching hospitals, CUC's clinical rotations offer an abundance of diverse and real-world experiences. Learn more about earning your BSN at a Christ-centered university today.
Hey, I'm Monica here at Concordia University Chicago, and we're here outside of Concordia Hall. Concordia Hall is the university's newest residence hall, right on the edge of campus, perfect for students who want to explore the nearby downtown of Oak Park and River Forest. The flexible suite-style living in fully furnished bedrooms lets students choose what works best for them. Every floor is complete with a community lounge and full common kitchen, with a kitchenette, microwave, sink, and refrigerator. The first floor offers the Victory Lounge, connecting to 2 additional residence halls, with no shortage of ways to relax. You're also right next to an open, outdoor plaza, better known as Victory Lane.
So now we're here in Concordia Hall's suite-style dorm room, and this is a really nice place to just hang out and chill. And since it's so big, there's plenty of room to spread out and do your homework and just relax. So now making our way into one of the bedrooms, there's plenty of space in this room for you and your roommate. A lot of times students will move the desks so that they've got their separate study space, but my roommate and I, we get along really well, so we can just work together here in the same space. Sometimes I like doing art as well, as you can see by the painting here. It's a 16 by 10 feet space, and most rooms on campus are 10 by 12 feet. So it's really nice to have a little extra space to work with here in Concordia Hall. So this hall is super close to the chapel and the Kennedy Community Center, which has the new Crossroads Dining Hall. So the location is super convenient. And I really love the city scene too. The location here is the closest on campus to the Oak Park River Forest downtown area, which has a ton of great stores and restaurants. Speaking of the city scene, I adore the view from this lounge because you can see the Chicago skyline right there.
Concordia Hall at Concordia University, Chicago.
Welcome back to the Cougar Sports Network as we get set for second half action between your Concordia University Chicago Cougars and the visiting Spartans of Aurora University. Peter Borkowski, Eric Perry with you here on the Cougar Sports Network. Let's go over some of the statistics we've seen so far today. In terms of team statistics, CUC 11 shots in total to Aurora's 3. CUC leading the shots on goal battle, of course, 7-2. Saves, Aurora and Melina Kane has made 5, while Brooke Sheriff for CUC has made 1. Fouls, Aurora has committed 5, CUC 3. Corners, CUC 4. They've scored on 2 of those. And Aurora has had 2 corners, one of which they scored on. And CUC has been called offside 3 times, Aurora just once. In terms of player statistics, the lone goal scorer for Aurora was Cassie Garcia, and they gave joint assists to Samantha Velasco and Lauren Bleefernicht. Meanwhile, for CUC, opening the game with the goal was Julissa Diaz, assisted by Mia Hirayama, and then Hirayama added a goal of her own to give CUC a 2-1 lead, and that goal was assisted by Pamela Saldivar. And that is how we got to where we are now. And, Eric, I think the team stats, the score on the scoreboard might not show, but the team stats do show a good picture of just CUC has been in control of this game, really tape to tape so far. Aurora has had spurts of decent pressure here and there, but for the most part, this has been CUC's game from beginning to end, and Aurora, they're really going to need to change that tune if they not only want to come back, but even possibly take the lead and win this game.
Yeah, Diaz's goal less than 2 minutes into the game really set the tone for how this game was going to go so far. Like you said, Concordia's been mostly in control. Aurora hasn't. They've only gotten 3 shots on goal. They haven't been able to put any pressure on the goalkeeper for Concordia, and that's got to change if they want to come back and tie this game and take the lead and win. They've got to be able to sustain an offensive attack rather than just a flurry every now and then that Concordia stops and then immediately flips the field for a shot of their own. They've got to learn how to, or figure out how to keep the ball on the Concordia side for an extended amount of time. Maybe wear down the goalkeeper and the defenders.
Well, first off, it's CUC with offensive possession here as Allie Brown boots that one way out of the field of play. Wide right and wide high on Melina Kane and the Aurora goal. Kane so far today with 5 saves has allowed the 2 goals from CUC. Coming into today, Kane has a 181 goals against average, a 769 save percentage. So decent numbers for Kane, who is sitting with an 0-3 record on the year. Her teammate and goalie partner, Lindsay Seppa, has played about half the amount of time that Kane has, but has compiled a 1-4 record. So Kane, not really the main issue for this Aurora's team. It's really been the offense and just the defense as a whole.
Yeah, Kane's been doing a good job at goalie. The issue has just been that their defense has been, or their offense hasn't been able to convert what Kane has given. They haven't been able to turn the defensive stops into goals that puts them in a position to win the game. They've just been fighting from behind for most of their games this season.
Yeah, and if you look at the Aurora bench, and Aurora teams in general are usually very well supplied in terms of players. They have a lot of not only good teams, but they have a lot of big teams as well. Women's soccer kind of going against that grain. They have 3 subs on their bench right now. 3 subs wearing the sub pennies, one of which is on the end of the bench and having a seat. So you really have only 2 / maybe 3 if that 3rd sub on the bench is good to go. 3 subs versus a Cougars bench who is very, very deep. Credit Coach Garza for his recruiting abilities. He was a recruiting, he had a hand in recruiting while spending 5 years at Northern Illinois University women's soccer. So Coach Garza definitely knows how to recruit, and it shows in the difference of the benches in terms of depth.
Yeah, and that lack of depth could prove to be an issue for Aurora when it comes to the end of the game, because they only got 2, maybe 3 subs. Meanwhile, Concordia can just keep bringing out fresh players with fresh legs that are ready to go, and that could cause them to outrun Aurora and kind of leave them behind if they get the opportunity to.
Fairless try to pass it to Brown. Instead, right there to make a play on it is Barito. Larissa Barito, sophomore out of Montgomery, Illinois. So basically a hometown product for Aurora, as Aurora's athletic facilities are located in Montgomery. As now getting set for the goal kick is Brooke Sheriff, who had a relatively quiet day by her standards. Only 1 save on the day. Has only had to face 2 shots on goal, and one of them was a nasty redirect right in front of the goal.
Yeah, she's had a relatively light day compared to Kane's. She hasn't had to worry about a super whole lot. Like you said, it was only that 1 corner kick that ricocheted off some people and managed to just sneak in past her. That's all she's allowed so far today.
Working forward on the far sideline, and the Cougars come away with the throw-in. Ball up. It was Arteaga Vasquez who was boxing out that ball at the far sideline. She gets possession back for CUC. Wheelock gives it back to Arteaga Vasquez, who moves it for Allie Brown back to Wheelock. Wheelock now.
Yeah, and this is what Concordia was doing much of the first half. They were moving the ball on the Aurora side of the field. They didn't leave it, and they didn't have it on their side for very long. They just kept pushing, kept trying to make things happen, and were able to get those 2 corner kicks that they turned into goals. So that's what Aurora's got to change if they want to be able to come back. They've got to figure out how to get the ball on the Concordia side for prolonged lengths of time.
Concordia is still in possession. It's Arteaga Vasquez once again, and now she loses it. Blieferneck will try to move it ahead for her Spartans offense. Leading goal scorer for Aurora as she moves it ahead, looking for Hogan. Hogan there, working it into the goal box. Hogan guarded by Fernandez, and Fernandez, great defense there as she pushes Hogan off the ball. Maybe a little too much at the very end. Hogan ended up on the ground, but the referee, who was standing with a clear line of sight, not blowing the whistle. So CUC and Sheriff set for the goal kick.
Yeah, when Hogan went to the ground, she turned to the ref looking for a call, but she did not get one, and now Concordia's got the ball, moving it towards center field.
Saldivar's kick will go out right at mid-pitch, so throw in here for Katie Like and her Spartans. Blieferneck fighting for it, and here is Barito.
Yeah. Aurora trying to make something happen, try to get a goal early so that way they're not fighting from behind for the vast majority of the second half.
Here's Hogan. Hogan a centering kick, and no one is there. CUC first in possession, and maybe an errant kick off the foot of the CUC defender because it will result in an Aurora goal kick.
Yeah, Aurora's trying to hopefully recreate what happened with that first corner kick. Managed to get a goal. Second one wasn't so lucky, but they're hoping that this third one, more like the first, a little less like the seconds.
Velasco will take the corner as everyone is in motion, basically. As now players start to stand still in their spots. Now motion again. Aurora trying to cause some chaos, and CUC able to clear it out successfully.
Yeah, that corner kick didn't put anything really in play at all for Aurora to make something happen. It was cleared out pretty easily. You wonder if maybe all the moving parts led to some miscommunication between the Aurora players.
And Aurora racing to get possession back. It's Ariana Hernandez, number 33 in black, sophomore out of Carpentersville, Illinois, as she finds Coons. Coons, who was maybe the strongest defensive player for Aurora last half other than Kane. As there's a bad pass from Kane. Allie Brown one-on-one with Kane. Brown a shot and off the pipe, but into the other end of the goal. Allie Brown using the left side pipe. Hits it into the right side corner. And CUC will up their lead to 3-1. Thanks to Allie Brown. And goal number 2 on the year for the graduate student.
Yeah, that was a great shot. Kane went down when Brown took the shot, which meant she was not able to get back up and make any kind of effort to stop it from bouncing off into the right side of the goal. Now, Concordia scored less than 8 minutes into the half and are giving themselves a bit of an insurance goal now.
Again, Brown's first shot ricocheted off the left pipe, but it was on the inside part of the pipe, so it was able to ricochet into the right side of the goal, the right pocket. And because of it, CUC up by 2 with less than 37.5 minutes to play here in the game.
Yeah, and Aurora's looking to make something happen quickly. They don't want to let Concordia sit with a 2-goal lead for very long. They want to make it so that if they're still trailing at the end of the game, they're only trying to score 1 goal in the final minutes and not 2.
Yeah, Aurora, again, coming into today, 1 goal per game is their season average, as now a whistle. And it will, in fact, be a throw-in for CUC. Fernandez will do the honors. Now it might be good to mention that all-time Aurora leads the historical series 21 wins to CUC's 2. These two teams have also tied 4 times. CUC has not beaten Aurora since March of 2021, that weird COVID season that they played in the spring. It was a 1-0 win for CUC right here in River Forest. So the Cougars looking to hold on to this lead and beat Aurora for just the 3rd time all time. And they are in good position to do so now. Aurora needs to triple their season average in goals. CUC just has to do what they've done all season, which is play very strong defense.
Yeah, like you said, that's been their bread and butter this season. So if they can keep doing what they've done so far in this game and for the season as a whole, they should hopefully be fine. Hopefully you want to add some more goals, too, to make it an even bigger lead, to give yourself even more insurance.
On the season, CUC is allowing an average of just 1.22 goals per game. That is 4th best in the conference, as they've just about hit that average for the game with this 1 goal. And that number is a little lopsided as well due to some nasty losses for the CUC, including a pair of 4-0 losses to Elmhurst and Augustana. So that number, if you take those 2 games out, which have been outliers for CUC defensively, you take those 2 out, that goals against average is even lower. As now here's Izzy Fairless working into the corner. It's onside, so CUC might have a good chance here. Fairless trying to get around her defender, centering, and it is knocked back out of bounds by a Spartan. So CUC a deep throw in. It'll be Fernandez. Fernandez finds Fairless as that ball bounces under Fairless and her attempted kick, and now a ball knocked down. That one by Coons, ball rolling all the way down. Saldivar will just guide it all the way back to Brooke Sheriff. CUC looking to maybe take some time off the clock.
Yeah, and like you just said, if you look at the pure averages on the stat sheet, they don't tell the whole story, because they got the 2 games where they allowed 4 goals, but outside of that, their defense has been pretty solid. They've only given up 2 goals out. In their 3rd loss, they only gave up 2 goals. So if they hold to that model so far, they should come out with a win.
Yeah, outside of those 2 4-0 losses, that 2-goal loss to University of Dubuque, that was the most goals CUC has given up this year outside of those pair of 4-0 losses. Other than that 2-0 loss, they've given up 1 goal just once before today. That was against the University of Lakeland, as this ball finds its way safely into the hands of Sheriff.
Yeah, Sheriff's been good today. Like you said earlier, only allowed that one corner kick to trickle in past her. So if she can keep playing the way she has, and if the Concordia defense can keep playing the way they have, not allowing Aurora to get very many shots on at all, then Concordia will put themselves in a very good position to come away with the win here and go to 2-0-1 in conference play this year.
So throw in coming up here for CUC right in front of their bench, right past their coaching staff of Shelby Sims, Ben Kurtz, Cassie Salenzi, and Coach Eddie Garza, head coach Eddie Garza.
And like you said earlier, they just got the shot on the goal, but immediately Concordia got the ball back. And that's been an issue for Aurora this game. They've had little flurries now and then, but they haven't had any prolonged success on the Concordia side of the field. And that means that the Aurora goalie and defenders are having to do a lot of work today.
And Aurora trying to make it a 3-on-3. Good defense here from Wheelock to slow Bleefernick down. And Aurora still approaching, and that bar off the football crossbar, so it'll be considered out of bounds. There's a hard and high shot off the foot of Garcia, who scored the first goal today. As now they're having a discussion, and they're going to say it's a corner kick for Aurora, in fact.
Maybe it went off the hand of the goalie, and that's why they're giving Aurora the corner kick on the far side of the field.
So they might be saying, like you just said, Eric, that Sheriff got a piece of it before it hit the football upright, because it definitely hit the football upright. Oh, yeah. So either way, corner here from Aurora, and it goes past everybody. Hogan trying to get something else out of it. She slows it down in the near side corner, and she hits Kenworthy. So it'll be another corner from Aurora. Sheriff was not happy about that last overturned call, and she was already set for the goal kick. And instead, it has turned into two corners for Aurora. The first one went nowhere. See what the second one brings with Velasco to take it.
Yeah, hoping this one is similar to the first one, and they're able to cut into this Concordia lead.
Velasco, it's a lower corner kick, and CUC will boot it out again. So another corner kick coming up here for Aurora. See if third time's the charm for the Spartans. 3 corner kicks back to back to back. First 2-0. Velasco gets set for number 3.
Well, if you listen to the law of averages, one of these corner kicks has got to go in soon.
And they decide a different strategy here. It's just a pass out of the corner. And this ball will bounce out again. So another corner. Ball, a pass play to Bleefernick. Give it right back to Velasco. And then her pass went off Wheelock. So Coach Neighbor will try a different look here with McKenna Coons taking the corner. 4th one in a row for the Spartans. More traditional looking corner. It's up into the box, a header, and it's still in the box. CUC gets a couple deflections on it, and now Allie Brown finally clears it out. So CUC facing 4 straight corner kicks from the Spartans, and Aurora came out of that possession with nothing, but they're moving right back on the offensive.
Yeah, they're hoping to, even though they weren't able to convert on the corner kicks, hoping they can convert into something now.
As Kenworthy knocks that one off of a streaking Hogan and out the back, so it'll be a goal kick for Brooks Sheriff. As we are under 30 minutes to go here in the game. Aurora, they need 2 goals to secure a tie, which might honestly be their best option right now, as 3 goals would be an offensive outburst for a team who has only scored more than 1 goal 2 times so far this year. And they've actually only scored it in a game 4 times so far this year through their first 8 games.
Yeah, and even then, that's looking for a lot. They've only had 4 shots on goal today, so they need to get 2 of their next shots to find the back of the net and at least tie this game up, provided Concordia doesn't put any more into the back of the Aurora net.
Fairless looking for Fernandez, and it goes through Fernandez's legs and out. Aurora had it for a second, but here come the Cougars again. Fairless. Coons able to knock Allie Brown off her line and get possession back for her Spartans. Allie Brown still in pursuit there. Brown likes playing that pesky style of defense where she's just everywhere where the ball is, trying to get a deflection or a pit pocket or something. And this time Aurora able to escape her, and they move it upfield. Here's Bleefernick, and she will lose the ball as it is now sent down by Wheelock.
Yeah, and that's what Concordia needs to do. If they can just keep getting the ball back to the Aurora side of the field, means Aurora can't make anything happen, can't get any shots on goal, can't get any goals. While Aurora needs to keep pushing the pace. We're a third of the way through this quarter. If they want to tie this game up or even somehow take the lead, they got to do it quickly.
Hogan, Bleefernick kicks it over the head of Wheelock as here's a big collision. 2 players. Hitting the head was Garcia, and holding her knee is the Cougar who went down. Couldn't catch the number. As we have 2 players on the ground now, as the athletic trainers come on out, as well as the Aurora coaching staff. So we're going to take a break here while the coaching staffs and the training staffs look at the 2 players on the ground. And when we come back, 26:59 left to go here in the game. Aurora trailing the Cougars 3-1. See if CUC can hang on to add their 6th win of the year, or if Aurora can pull off an impressive comeback for win number 2 on the season. Back here on the Cougar Sports Network, and after a brief trip to the scoring booth, able to figure out what all just happened, as we can clear that up in a second. Main point is that Samantha Velasco has essentially a penalty kick here, as that ball is set up just a step or so beyond the goal box. She still has a wall to get around, and Brooke Sheriff, but this is a great scoring opportunity for Aurora, and we can talk about that last play and how we got here. Yellow card was issued to Julissa Diaz, and we can unfold how that happened in just a second, but right now Samantha Velasco, a heck of an opportunity just outside the goal box. And here it is, and it is up and through the uprights for the field goal, but no goal for Velasco. So we will keep this game at a 3-1 lead for CUC. But now going back to that last play, essentially what happened was Julissa Diaz went up for a ball and hit the head of Cassie Garcia, Aurora's goal scorer today. So that's why Garcia went down holding her head, and then when Diaz landed, she landed very awkwardly on her knee and really just bent it out of shape as she's being seen to by the CUC training staff. And so that's why when Diaz went down, she was holding her leg, and then Diaz issued the yellow card for trying to basically go over the top of Garcia.
Yeah, both of them went down, but both of them walked off under their own power, which is good, especially considering that they were head and leg injuries. Head injuries in particular can always be scary. You never know exactly what it is right away, but the fact that both players were able to walk off was hopefully a pretty good sign that it's nothing too major, too severe.
As here come the Cougars, they'll put something towards goal, and Kane falls in front of it to secure it. Yeah, and I do see, excuse me, just as I said it, I do see Cassie Garcia having a seat on the Aurora bench. As, of course, as Eric said, head injuries, always something you want to be careful of. So she's out, Diaz is out, still being attended to, and the Spartans are still down by a pair of goals after that great free kick opportunity from Velasco sailed through the football uprights, which unfortunately in the game of soccer do not count for anything, and CUC maintaining that 2-goal lead.
Yeah, Aurora's hoping that, free field goal, three goals would give them the lead, but fortunately it does not translate into actual goals. But yeah, and with Cassie being out for Aurora, that could be even rough for them, because if she's out for the game, that means they're down one less substitute as we push into the final stretch, which means that they've got one less new set of fresh legs to come in, while when you look at Concordia's subs, they can just kind of keep trotting out fresh and ready players to play.
Aurora will have another good opportunity here. Corner kick coming up for the Spartans as they are bringing just about everybody to the box. 2 defenders remain back towards mid-pitch for Aurora.
Yeah, Concordia's only allowed 38 corner kicks on the year. This game will raise that average quite a bit, I think.
So far today, 8 corners the Spartans have taken, and they've gotten their lone goal off of one of them, but CUC's defense has done a good job of keeping those other 7 out of the back of the goal. As we are quickly hitting the halfway point of this second half, might be a good time to also mention that no more, ever since last year, no more overtime in the game. So whatever the score is in 23 and a half minutes, that is the final score for the day. Win, draw, or loss for either of these teams. So Aurora right now, their best opportunity might just be to tie this one up, because 3 goals in under 23 and a half minutes is going to be a tough task against a very stingy CUC defense.
Yeah, especially when you look at it so far in the first roughly 67 minutes, they've only managed to score 1 goal, and that was a corner kick that ricocheted around a little bit before it just snuck past the goalkeeper.
Here's Blyfernick now. She leaves it for Velasco, but Velasco didn't see Reyna coming up behind her, and now the Cougars clear it out, and it'll be another corner kick, as that kick from Kenworthy just kept curving, and because of it, it'll be corner kick number 9 for Aurora.
Hopefully, they're hoping that this breaks the trend of the last 7, and hopefully they're able to manage to find the back of the net and cut this lead in half.
Kick from Coons, and it's headed away by Saldivar. So CUC able to curb another corner kick. As now the Cougar all tripped up. Velasco will draw the whistle. Won't see a... And there it is. We will see a yellow card on Velasco. Tripped up. I believe it's Flores for CUC was the downed Cougar. And because of it, free kick coming up here for Saldivar and CUC.
Yeah, when it comes to fouls, Concordia's been... this game's a bit of an outlier of them because they've caused 96 92 fouls, my apologies, so far this season. And they've only had 3 today, so hope this might be a sign that they're breaking that trend and getting less physical that could result to calls.
Kenworthy will take the free kick for CUC. She sent it towards her bench and fellow player, and now a pass back to Kenworthy's move downfield as that ball is just saved from going out.
And now Concordia's got on their side, and if you're Aurora, again, you've got to get it down on your field as less than 22 minutes left.
Reina for Kazara, shot saved by Kane. Sophia Cazares looking for her second goal of the season. Plenty of Cougars have been getting goal number 2 today. All 3 goal scorers with their second goals on the year.
And all 3 goal scorers are now tied for leading Concordia in goals scored.
Hirayama dumps it into the corner, and the race will be won by the Aurora defender who just boxed out the CUC pursuer. So the ball would roll out of bounds and give Aurora a goal kick. The pass over to Coons as Coons now trying to work on Reina. Aurora quickly running out of time here in the second half as we're approaching the 21-minute mark. They got 21 minutes to put up 2 goals and at least secure a tie.
Yeah, when you look at they've only had 4 shots on goal all game. They need to somehow find 2 that are able to get the back of the net, and they really need to just find a way to break through the Sheriff and the Concordia defense and make something happen.
Here's Bleefernick. Bleefernick centering, and I think Sheriff just got a piece of it to redirect it, keep it moving towards the far sideline, as that could have been dangerous. Sheriff was laid out, and if Aurora could just catch up to that loose ball, they might have been able to poke it past a out-of-position Sheriff. Instead, it'll be a CUC throw-in as we are approaching the 20-minute mark here in the second half.
Yeah, lucky for Concordia, there wasn't an Aurora player on that side of the field. Otherwise, with Sheriff on the ground, they had a very good chance to get a shot off and potentially cut this lead in half.
Bouncing ball, Sheriff reaches up to snag it, and she will take her time here. Officially under 20 minutes left to play here in River Forest. Cougars looking for win number 6 on the year, and that would, again, tie the amount of wins that this program has had in the past 2 seasons combined. 3 wins last year, 3 wins the year before that. They're looking for number 6 here today. Bleefernick, and she knocks it out of bounds off Wheelock. So how about another corner kick for you? This will be Aurora's 10th on the day.
Yep, now we're hitting the double digits. Aurora's hoping that maybe 10th time's the charm. They'll be able to get a good shot off, because with most of their corner kicks, they just haven't gotten good shots off or really even a clean possession.
Ball put towards the box, and another header from Pamela Saldivar sends it out. So CUC able to stop another corner kick, and they maintain their 2-goal lead right now.
And Aurora's really moving with a sense of urgency. They got under 19 minutes left, need 2 goals. They need to keep the ball on their side if they want any hope of cutting into this lead and maybe tying it up. But the more Concordia keeps playing offense and keeps showing off, they're just not allowing Aurora to do that.
Good possession there by Cazares as she poked it away from the defender and also got a pass off, but then a turnover by CUC means Aurora moving the other way now.
Yeah, she was looking for Cazares going down the field, but unfortunately couldn't connect. Pass got intercepted, and now Aurora is moving down the field, hoping to do some damage.
Centering pass from Natalie Fernandez will just keep on rolling out the far sideline. Saving it is Flores, deciding to make a play on it. I think it would have been out off Aurora, but Flores deciding to keep the play moving for CUC. They just have to hold on for 17:45 for another win on what has been a very impressive young season for this Cougar squad.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about having a 2-goal lead as we hit roughly the 17.5-minute mark. Concordia, they don't really have to move with the sense of urgency. They can plan it out more. Aurora, on the other hand, they've got to keep pushing, keep going, and that could open them to making mistakes that could cost them and just, in turn, give Concordia the ball back.
With a win here today, CUC will have tied for most wins in a season, in one of their own seasons since 2019. They went 6-11-2 that year, as they have a chance to win game number 6 here today. And they can tie that 2019 mark.
And with the way they've looked today and thus far in the season, it's not impossible to think that maybe they'll be able to get past that 2019 mark and pick up win number 7, 8, 9, who knows, going forwards in the season.
Whistle blows as Jennifer Reyna holding her mouth, it looks like, for CUC. And so she will be seen off the field.
Yeah, clock stopped on the injury, which is good for Aurora. They don't want any wasted, they can't really afford to have any wasted seconds that aren't them getting shots on goal, keeping the ball in the Concordia side of the field, and anything that could help them cut into this lead.
So Brooke Sheriff will get set to handle the ball as the clock starts now. Or the clock should start now.
In theory, the clock should start now. And there it goes. It's going now.
So CUC, going back to their wins, with 6 wins, they will have tied that 2019 and the 2018 season for the 10th most in a single season by a Concordia squad. The record is held by the 2013 team, who went 12-3-4. So this CUC team, who already has 5 wins on the year through just 9 games, has a chance to put up some major win numbers and keep climbing that ladder. As we move along in the season, this was a team projected to finish 10th in the NAC preseason poll, and as of now, they are looking to vastly exceed those expectations put out by that preseason poll.
Yeah, and that's the thing with preseason polls. You can make your best guess, your best estimate, but you can never really be sure about what's going to happen over the course of the season. You can't be sure of what incoming freshmen are going to turn out to be playmakers, what returning students or transfers are going to step up and take leadership and just have a big jump in the quality of their play. So you basically just looking at what's happened the last couple of years and hoping that the trend will continue when you do preseason stats.
Yeah, those preseason polls largely based off of what teams have done as of late. And for CUC, who has finished 10th in the NAC the past 2 seasons, they were picked to finish there yet again this year. And as of right now, they are sitting at 7th in the conference through, for most teams, 2 conference games played, as they will look to keep climbing that ladder. A win today against an Aurora squad who they've only beaten twice in their shared history would go a long way in moving them up that ladder, as we have under 15 minutes to go, less than a third of this half left to play. So you see holding on to that 2-goal lead. Aurora at this point just hoping they can get 2 quick goals and go for their first tie of the year. No ties so far this year for this Aurora squad.
Yeah, and as you just said, Aurora may have only won 1 game so far this season, but beating a team that's routinely had your number in the past, like you said, out of 23 games, they've beaten Concordia 21 times. That can be a very good morale boost for this Concordia team and help make them better and give them the boost to go win even more games and build off of this win.
Yeah, this is one of the closest rivalries in the conference as well. Aurora and River Forest, less than an hour apart from each other. depending on traffic, of course.
Yeah.
But really the only one that is closer is most likely Benedictine. If you're going by pure time to get there, IIT not too far either. As Izzy Fairless, she'll have a good shot here, and a shot she puts into the back of the goal. Izzy Fairless. She gets herself onto the scoreboard today with goal number 1 of the season. And CUC now starting to pull away, and clinch this game up for themselves. They take a 4-1 lead right now.
Yeah, and looking forward for this season, for a player like Fairless to get her first goal this game, that can be a huge confidence boost, a huge motivator that can help her get more and more confidence and increase her play throughout the season, similar to the other goals that were the Concordia players only second so far. That can be a big motivating factor to help them build off of this game and score more goals in the future.
CUC a 4-1 lead right now. And for the Cougars, this was already their highest scoring game of the year at 3 goals. And they continue to build that season high, as it is now at 4. Their previous highs, they hit 2 goals a few times against Great Lake Christian College and Ripon College on September 14th and September 4th, respectively. And that has been a lot of 1-goal games for CUC. Luckily, when you get as many shutouts as the Cougars do, 1 goal is enough to do it. But here, they'll take 4 as they lead Aurora by 3. 12:40 left to go here in this game. CUC is well on their way to win number 6 of the year and win number 2 in conference play.
Yeah, and it's important to note that this isn't just one player for Concordia that's scoring all the goals. Each goal this game has been scored by a different player. And the only Concordia player to be involved with 2 of the goals is Mia Hirayama, who had an assist on the first goal of the game and then scored the second goal of the game herself. So it's a very wide variety of Cougars that are getting a shot and getting assists and helping build this 4-1 lead that they have right now.
Brooke Sheriff taking her time on the goal kick. So you see a very comfy 3-goal lead. At this point, it's just about watching that clock continue to tick down as this ball will go out. Last touch by the Cougars.
Yeah, Aurora's got to basically score 400% of the goals that they've scored in the first roughly 80 minutes of the game in the last 11 and a half, which is a mighty tall task, especially when you look at what Sheriff's done so far. Outside of that one, she has been a good goalie for Concordia this game.
4 saves on the day for Brooke Sheriff versus the 1 goal allowed. And a note on that Fairless goal, Itzel Calderon is given the assist on it. And for Calderon, that is her first assist of the season, so she's officially on the points board. She now sits at 1 with that solo assist. No goals on the season yet for Calderon.
Yeah, and as I said earlier, just sometimes all you need to just get the first one on the board, whether it's the first assist or the first goal. Getting on the points board can be a huge confidence boost that shows you that you can make stuff happen. You can be a part of the team scoring goals that win games.
As Allie Brown is shoved to the ground, a vicious push there from Natalie Fernandez. No yellow card. It will draw the foul, of course, but Brown was already airborne, and then Fernandez just helped her get back to earth quickly. It's a little too aggressively, and as we hit the 10.5-minute mark, Malika Kenworthy will take the free kick for the Cougars. Low free kick over the head of Fernandez. Natalie Fernandez, I should say, of the Spartans. As a fight for it towards mid-pitch, Fernandez pushing off Saldivar as Natalie Fernandez involved in a couple physical plays here late in the game. Saldivar pushes it ahead, and now ball knocked back towards the CUC side of the pitch.
Yeah, and going back to the foul against Brown, you wonder if maybe that's a bit of the frustration that Aurora has in this game. You know, they haven't really been able to make much happen outside of that first goal. It's been essentially a whole lot of nothing for the Aurora offense, so could be where that airborne shove comes from.
Here is Bleefernick. Lauren Bleefernick, and she is going at it with Valerina Fernandez, and the ball leaves play. And how about an 11th corner kick of the day for the Spartans? They converted on their very first one, and since then, CUC's defense has done a great job of just clearing that ball out of the box before Aurora can do anything off of the corner. It will be Valesco off the corner. It's a low corner kick, and Allie Brown able to handle it, no problem. Aurora gets possession. Bleefernick, as that ball is all over the place. Wheelock lost it for a second, and now here is Velasco again.
Yeah, Aurora really pushing the tempo. They know that if they have any hope of somehow tying this game, they need to make something happen right now. If Concordia gets the ball down to their other side of the field, that is just going to eat away at the clock, and their hopes of winning this game will essentially drop to zero.
Bleefernick puts a shot on the ground towards Sheriff, and it was wide right. Sheriff still stopping it. Bleefernick didn't look like she was ready for that shot, as it was a pretty low-power attempt, and nothing, even if it was on goal, looked like nothing that Brooke Sheriff couldn't handle, as she now drop kicks this one, as it's going to carry all the way towards mid-pitch. Good hang time on that kick.
Yeah, and that shot by Bleefernick is the ones you sometimes take when you're down big and the game's near the end. You just take shots, hoping that maybe you'll get lucky and maybe one of them will bounce in somehow, and that'll allow you to cut into the Concordia lead and give you a little more of a chance at coming back to tie or win the game.
Less than 8 minutes to go here in River Forest. CUC cruising to another win on the season as they get a trio of subs in the match now.
Yeah, and they're able to do that while Aurora, on the other hand, can't. They've only got 3 subs. Meanwhile, now inside 8 minutes in the game, Concordia can just bring out 3 new players that have fresh legs or ready to run up and down the field, while the Aurora players will certainly be a little bit more tired.
Ball rolls out, and it will be a goal kick for Melina Kane, who went from having a very good day to now still being above 500 in the save category. 7 saves, but is allowed 4 goals now. So her save percentage of .769 coming in today. It might take a little bit of a beating as, Fairless, and they see if they call us a whistle, and it's going to be a yellow card. She didn't even touch Fairless. That's going to be a yellow card on Samantha Velasco, and that was pretty evident to see here. She did not even touch Fairless, and now Velasco is done. Red card for Samantha Velasco as she is booted out of the game for then arguing with the ref. But, I got to take Velasco's side on that. She didn't touch Fairless. Fairless had an easy breakaway. I was about to say it was a very unfortunate trip on the turf, but instead the referee thinking that Velasco got a piece of her.
Yeah, I'm on Velasco's side. Brown wasn't hit. She just tripped on the field and went down, and so that yellow is, not helpful for Aurora, and then the frustration at that led to the red, which just puts Aurora at even lower odds.
And a free kick curved towards the goal and goes nowhere as there's a Cougar. It's Calderon. I think she got hit in the face. She's holding her face now. Now the referee stops the clock as I believe he will help or tell Calderon to take a seat. And no, it's Calderon's going to stay on the field. I think the referee was telling her to go get looked at, but instead Calderon going to tough this one out as she just has 7 more minutes to go before CUC can celebrate another win on the year.
Yeah, and this late in the game, you might want to see it through to the end. If it's just an injury that's not going to hamper you too much this near the end of the game, you want to stay on, tough it out, be on the field at the end knowing that you made this win possible.
Calderon has assisted to the game in terms of the assist category. She helped on Izzy Fairless's goal, the fourth goal of the day for CUC. So maybe not a necessary goal for the Cougars. Calderon can't say she got in the scorebook. 6:31 left to play as the clock stops for another couple of CUC subs.
And if you're Aurora, your hopes of winning this game are essentially zero. You're just hoping that maybe you can find something in these last 6 minutes to build off of for the next game.
So Kane cleans up a clearing pass from CUC's 21, Marley Rivera, freshman out of Chicago, as now a couple players collide into each other. And it'll be a whistle on CUC. That was number 27 for the Cougars, Maggie Schultz, who toppled over Barito.
Yeah, it looked like she made a play for the ball, and Barito just kept running, went straight into her right in front of the ref.
And good poke there, Elle Wheelock. Bleefernick tried to get around her, and Elle Wheelock just stuck that foot out and got it going the other way. Aurora comes back up with it. Here is Bleefernick ahead, and just an errant pass intended for Hogan. It ends up in the feet of Lauren McLaughlin, a sophomore for the Cougars out of Chicago. And now Cougars coming the other way. I don't need to get any offensive pressure, but I'm sure some of these younger players getting their chance on the field now would love to get something going here for themselves in these last couple minutes.
Yeah, they want to get on the field, show the coach what they can do, make a case for more playing time in the future, and hopefully for them break into the points column with either a goal or an assist.
Throwing here for CUC at the end of their bench. Ball keeps on rolling to Coons as she helps it up ahead to Kira Carr. Aurora maybe just hoping to get something here in the last 4.5 minutes to make this game look a little more respectable. As this is an Aurora team who has not lost to the Cougars since 2021, March of 2021. It's over 3 years ago. As CUC is just 4 minutes away from changing that here. Ball put ahead, and Aurora trying to work around Wheelock. Bliffernick has to get rid of it. Now she fights for it again against Wheelock. Ball towards the corner. Fernandez able to get there just in time as she runs into Allie Brown, and now she brings Allie Brown down, and that is going to draw some whistles.
Yeah, she just kind of pulled Allie Brown down with her, so now Concordia is going to have a kick from their end of the field right by the goal.
Clock still rolling, 3:32 to go here in the game. Now Kenworthy will take the free kick for the Cougars. Kenworthy puts the arm up. Kick is off. And it's into the chest of Anna Cornelissen as Cornelissen loses it. Here is Alyssa Huckabee for CUC, the Nevada native.
Yeah, if Concordia can hold on and win this game, which I have a very good feeling they will, this is a great win for them. It's been pretty much total domination by them on both ends of the ball, apart from the first of 11 corner kicks. The first one that made it into the back of the net. They've been pretty good on defense the whole game, shutting down Aurora, shutting down Bleefernick, who had 5 goals thus far into the season. Meanwhile, getting 4 goals of their own. It's a very good win for them to build off of as they head into their next game.
CUC just working it around their defensive end. It's more of a game of keep away at this point. So make sure you don't make a critical mistake as Lorena Jaimes moves it ahead. Fight for it in front of the Aurora bench. Still fighting for it as it eventually bounces out. Last touch by the Spartans. So throwing coming up here for Jaimes and CUC.
Yeah, and with that throw in for CUC, clock's going to there's the 2-minute announcement. They're going to feel pretty good about this game heading into the last 2 minutes.
Ball rolls out the near sideline. Throw in for El Wheelock and the Cougars. Wheelock looking, try to find a fellow freshman in Michelle Marecki. Said Aurora had it for a second, but Allie Brown helping CUC get it back. And a slide tackle attempt there from Schultz goes nowhere, but CUC eventually works it back. Here is Madeline Georgopoulos. Georgopoulos getting her chance here towards the end of the game, a senior out of North Riverside, Illinois. And Aurora working it and eventually losing it. Good defense from the Cougars. And instead, they did call a whistle. It was a later whistle, but Aurora will have a chance here with a free kick. It's just a pass play as they bring it up now. Bleefernick, she loses it for a second. It's regained by her teammate Kira Carr. Over to Fernandez, Natalie Fernandez. With less than 45 seconds to go here in the game, that ball goes past to everybody as Georgopoulos races for it on the far sideline. Georgopoulos will knock it, and it will stay just in bounds as we hit 30 seconds to go. CUC protecting their 3-goal lead. Just watching the clock tick down till they can celebrate win number 6 on the year.
Yeah, they're content to just let Aurora run around, play some light defense here at the end, but they know they've got this one locked up. It's a good win they can feel good about as the countdown starts.
A throw in from Aurora will be tangled up. And one last boot there will do it. And the Cougars, for the first time since 2021, have defeated the Aurora Spartans in women's soccer by a score of 4-1.
Yeah, they got a good win today. They controlled both sides of the ball, and this was just a really solid win against a team that historically has had their number.
So let's go over some of the final statistics from today's game. In terms of the scores, it opened up with a CUC goal quickly. A quick goal, 2 minutes and 1 second into the game from Julissa Diaz, assisted by Mia Hirayama off the corner kick. And then 10 minutes later, Aurora evened it up thanks to Cassie Garcia, assist by Samantha Velasco and Lauren Bleiferdek. But CUC, 16 minutes later, able to retake the lead thanks to Mia Hirayama. Her first goal of the day, second of the season, assisted by Pamela Saldivar, another corner kick goal for the Cougars. And then 2 more insurance markers for CUC came in the second half. Allie Brown as well as Izzy Fairless, assisted by Itzel Calderon. And that is how we got our score. In terms of some of the other statistics, goalie-wise, Brooke Sheriff making 4 saves on 5 shots faced. Melina Kane making 7 saves on 11 shots faced. As for the team statistics, CUC 17 total shots to Aurora's 10. CUC also had 11 shots on goal, Aurora just 5. Fouls, Aurora with 7, CUC with 4. Saves, Aurora with 7, CUC with 4. Fouls, Aurora with 8. The Cougars with 6. Corners, Aurora putting up a whopping 11 corners, only converted on 1 of them. CUC had 4 of their own, and they scored 2 of them. And offside, CUC committed that one 3 times, while Aurora just once. So that'll do it for today's game. CUC able to hang on to the 4-1 lead as they defeat the Spartans for the first time since 2021. The Cougars, they now look ahead to their schedule. They will be right back here in River Forest this Saturday. when they take on Wisconsin Lutheran College. That game is slated for a 3:30 start time. Again, right here in River Forest. Coverage can be found at our website, cucougars.com, and on our live stream, CUC Sports, our live stream can be found on our YouTube, on our YouTube page, CUC Sports. But I want to say thanks to everybody making this Cougar Sports Network. I'm all tripped up here. Cougar Sports Network production possible. Our producer for the day, Alan Mateo, Dave Diamond working the camera down at field level. We had Tyler Dorish working the subs while Saba Miller was taking photos. Eric Perry joined me on the call all afternoon, and then we're under direction of our graduate assistant, Sydney Lloyd, our assistant sports information director, Corey Welch, and our sports information director, Kayla McLeod. But don't go anywhere just yet. We are going to have a post-game interview with graduate student captain of the Cougars, Allie Brown, coming up for you shortly. So stick around for a post-game interview with Allie Brown here on the Cougar Sports Network in just a second. Back to the Cougar Sports Network. Peter Borkowski here, joined by graduate student and captain of the Cougars, Allie Brown. Allie, congrats on your 4-1 win over the Spartans today, and it's your guys' 6th win of the season. You guys had 6 wins the previous 2 seasons combined. So kind of just talk about what's gelling so well about your team right now. You got win number 6 here today, a dominant performance over the Spartans. Just what's going well for you and the rest of the team right now?
I think we're all getting our confidence, and at practice everyone shows up, we want to work, and we're challenging each other more than we ever have in the past, and it's showing on the field.
And as for you, again, this is your 5th season with the Cougars, and you know, as I kind of pointed out, you've seen some rougher seasons the last couple of years. So I mean, as of you, what do you feel that you're doing as a leader to help lead this squad this year? It's a very young team as well, a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores getting a lot of playing time. So what are you doing as that graduate student, as that captain, to help lead this team find success for the first time in quite a couple seasons?
Yeah, I think I'm honestly just leading by example. I show up, I work hard, I'm teaching them the things that we want to do and the things that we need to change from previous seasons, because there was a lot of that, but they're all listening really well and they're gelling with the team.
And last thing here, Allie, you guys got WLC coming here to River Forest on Saturday. What do these next couple days need to look like for you and the rest of your squad to get ready for that Saturday game? You got win number 6 here. You're 2-0-1 in conference play. What do you need to do over these next couple days to remain undefeated come Saturday against WLC?
Rest up, come to practice ready to work, and battle hard.
Definitely. Well, Allie, thanks for joining me, and congrats on the 4-1 win and your goal as well on the day. CUC defeating the Aurora Spartans 4-1 here in River Forest. Back in action, 3:30 on Saturday right here in River Forest as they welcome Wisconsin Lutheran College to Concordia Stadium. Coverage can be found at our website, cuccougars.com, and the live stream on our YouTube page, CUC Sports. But until then, this is Peter Borkowski signing off of the Cougar Sports Network, and wanting to say, as always, go Cougars.
much for tuning in to today's Concordia University Chicago Cougars Athletics broadcast. We hope to see you on campus very soon. If you would like to learn more about what Concordia Chicago has to offer, go to cuchicago.edu.